Hi all, welcome back to Psychology Simplified, and today we'll be talking about addictions and their ill effects on us mere mortals. So I love food, be it pasta, gelatos, pizza, burgers, chocolates, hummus with pita bread or garlic bread, or crisps, specifically salt and vinegar, or Oreo cookies with milk, and dal kachori, cheese dip and nachos, or vada pav. Okay, the list is too long. But I just genuinely love food and it makes me happy. But today we aren't talking about happiness because it was covered in my last video and you can check that out on my channel. So does it mean that I'm addicted to food? Well, reserve your judgment until we understand addictive behavior psychologically. Be it addiction to drugs or non-drugs, both are considered to make us addictive. And drugs are any psychoactive substances which stimulate and depress an individual's central nervous system, affecting their mental and emotional state. Some of the most abused drugs are heroin, alcohol, cocaine and nicotine, which is found in tobacco and cigarettes. You would be surprised to know that the nationwide prevalence of drug abuse showed 21% of Indians being addicted to alcohol, making it the most abused substance in the country, and around 3% to cannabis, and then opioids, and as mentioned in the Indian Journal of Psychiatry. Also, according to the stats in the UK, 1 in 20 adults, that is 1.6 million people, are dependent on alcohol, and the annual bill of the society is around £15 billion from illicit drugs only. And aren't these figures staggering enough to make us think? So the question arises, what is addiction and why do people get addicted, and is there hope for them to recover? Technically, addiction is a chronic relapsing brain disease which is characterized by compulsive drug use and despite the harmful consequences. It is considered a brain disease because drugs change the brain. And chemically it can affect us because the brain changes can be long lasting and can lead to many harmful behaviors, often self-destructive behaviors. When a person has been drinking heavily for a long time, it changes the whole chemistry and structure of the brain. Research shows evidence of damage to the grey matter of the brain and decision making as self-control reduces. Additionally, white matter in the brain is also affected and leads to memory problems and emotional imbalances in the person who is drinking. So besides the self, it is also harmful to the people around the addict. In families impacted by addiction, the trauma may be physical or sexual abuse. As you know, trauma is a stress that causes people physically or emotionally to harm, and a person may not detach themselves from it. Especially when abuse is directed towards children, it can be chronic and long lasting at the time in their life when they are developing their self-worth. Now, let me tell you, I belong to a family of teetotalers, but thanks to the movies, I know when someone is addicted, they lose control and themselves. So it just gives temporary satisfaction to people and they may suffer from negative consequences and yet keep repeating their behavior because it is addictive. It goes with the word. Seems illogical, right? I still remember when I'd finished school and I was on the verge of going to the uni. On a trip to Bangalore, my dad took the entire family to the pub, and I was pretty surprised when he handed me the menu and asked me to order whatever I wanted, the drinks menu specifically. Of course, I went through the fascinating list, but eventually settled with the fancy mocktail, knowing pretty well the disadvantages if one got addicted. I had studied in class 12th. And there's a very fine line when a person does not even realize while crossing from occasional to habitual drug use or substance abuse, whatever you wish to call it. But yes, my mom argued with him later why he was encouraging me to go to a pub. He said, if she is curious about trying out alcohol, I would prefer her to do in her father's presence than with random strangers in her college. Smart, isn't he? Since alcohol is not prohibited, I'm not fascinated to try it out. Human nature, huh? So that brings us to the main factors which contribute to the drug use and addiction. It could be due to biological, psychological, environmental and social reasons. The ease of alcohol availability with numerous outlets and the low pricing have surely increased the addiction. And peer influences go a long way too. So I opted for a non-drinking flat when taking uni accommodation, or moved in with Alia in year 2, whose religious choices go against alcohol. So these were some well thought out decisions I took to avoid alcohol. A study conducted in 2006 stated that students participating in sports consume more alcohol frequently and rather than those who do not engage in such activities. Similarly, the incidence of drugs and alcohol abuse are quite common in live music fests or youth events, as the feel-good brain chemical like dopamine surges and gives way to binge drinking. Even the glorification of alcohol consumption in media and advertisements prod people to give it a try in an attempt to improve their confidence and image. Misleading, isn't it? Now coming back to square one. Can foods be addictive? Yes. Like drugs, highly palatable foods trigger dopamine transmission in the brain's reward pathway, and the individual feels the need to eat it again and again. In fact, according to a new study, you can really be addicted to love as well. From looking at the brain scans of broken-hearted people, researchers found that recovering from a breakup is like an addiction to a drug. Astonishing. Finally, can addiction be treated successfully? Yes, addiction is treatable. Addiction is a treatable disorder, and research on the development of research-based methods that help people stop using drugs and resume productive lives. Like other chronic diseases such as heart disease or asthma, the treatment for drug addiction usually isn't a cure, but addiction can be managed successfully. Medication could be the first line of treatment, usually combined with some kind of therapy like cognitive behavioral therapy or family therapy or 12-step facilitation, which is mostly recommended at Alcoholics Anonymous or counseling. On this issue of addiction, I would be a traditionalist and say do not play with fire. In the first place, eventually individual determination and decision making is the most important part for not trying out any drugs or substances to just get the kick out of it. Say no to drugs and live a healthy physical and mental life. Thank you. Toodles.